Welcome to the Quilling Quarter. I'm Charlotte. In this reflection, I have 6 things I want to talk to you about. First thing I want to do is ask your feedback on the artist interviews I've published so far, and if you'd be interested in a Q&A. Second, I want to recap what I published to the Quilling Quarter in March. And third, I want to let you know about an exciting feature I had in the English Quilling Guild magazine and show you a couple of pieces that I also made in March that didn't make it into any of my videos. Fourth is my reflection for April, and that is my very strong love of projects and my very strong dislike of meditation. Fifth is an exciting giveaway that I'm doing in collaboration with Cardcraft, where you can win one of these 6 quilling kits. Finally, sixth, I want to let you know what is in store for April. So I am officially halfway through my 1-year project with the Quilling Quarter. I started this project in September 2020 and I will finish this project in September 2021. So only 6 months to go. I have ideas of what I will do at the end of this project and I will let you know closer to the time, but needless to say, I'm very excited. So now I want to ask for your feedback, particularly for the artist interview section of this channel. I've published 3 videos so far and I have a few more lined up, but I want to ask your thoughts. Are there any questions you want to know the answers to, or that you really think I should ask artists when I talk to them? What is it about the interviews that you like? Do you like seeing their art and learning how they made their pieces? Or do you like learning about their creative process? Or do you just enjoy watching the chat? If you have any suggestions on how to improve the videos, let me know. I'm very open to them and I'd love to hear from you. The other question I have for you is, would you be interested in a Q&A for my last or possibly second last reflection video for the Quilling Quarter in either August or September? So you can remember, I'll put all these questions that I've just asked you in the comments, and I would love it if you can either pop a like on the comment if you want a Q&A, or if you like the interviews that I'm doing, or if you can even reply to those comments to let me know what your thoughts are for the final 6 months of the Quilling Quarter channel. So, what happened in March on the Quilling Quarter? First, I published my reflection on when to start a YouTube channel or blog, and the answer was when you're really excited about it and when the passion shines through. And I got a really interesting reception. It was really interesting to read people's comments on their experiences of when to do things. My second video was my how-to video, how to make a poodle. It was a very fun piece to make and it was a real engineering challenge. But that was a fun video to pull together and I got a shout out in Anne Martin's blog, All Things Paper, which was very exciting. The third video I published to the Quilling Quarter in March was the book review of 3-Dimensional Quilling by Jane Jenkins. She is a giant of the paper art world and quilling world. And through this book, I made these pieces: the poodle, the angel, and the frog. So it was first time trying to do 3-dimensional quilling, and it was great to have an expert guide with this book, 3-Dimensional Quilling. And finally, I published my interview with Wendy Verity. This was such a fun conversation and I was just blown away with some of the pieces that Wendy has made over the years. She's lovely to chat to and I really enjoyed it. So, what else happened in March? I was lucky enough to be featured in the Quillers Daily magazine. So the way this happened was at the start of January, the editor of the Quillers Daily magazine emailed all the Quilling Guild members asking them to submit pieces that they made in 2020. I made this piece as a gift for my brother. It is in homage to the Roses of Success song from the movie Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. These roses are growing out of the ashes of the disaster of the year 2020 and coronavirus. Do you remember this song?
Row the row, row the row, row the roses, those rosy roses, those rosy roses, from the ashes of disaster, grow the roses of success.
Start the engines!
Success!
Batten the hatches!
Success!
Man the shrouds! Lift the anchor!
Success!
Hilariously, I haven't actually received the hard copy in the mail yet of the Quillers Daily magazine. I've only seen the digital version, and I think there might be a reason for the slow shipping. Not sure, but I'm sure it'll arrive eventually. I also submitted my entry for the Quilling Guild's online competition, but I can't show you yet until the entries have been judged this month. But I filmed the whole process and I will share it with you how I made it in a future how-to video and explain all the symbolism behind my design choices. And finally, I made these 2 Easter cards and a birthday card. So now for my reflection for April, and that is my love of projects and my very strong dislike for meditation. And you really might be wondering what the two have to do with each other, so let me explain. As strange as it sounds, projects are my version of meditation. I love year-long projects, and this project of the Quilling Quarter YouTube channel is definitely my most ambitious and most public so far. It sort of started in 2014 where I had a photo diary and I took a photo every single day for a year and I put a caption with a date and I turned that into an album. 2015 I collected art from every city I visited when I lived in London and was travelling a lot. 2016 I jumped around Europe and I've posted this video so you can watch the jumping around Europe project. 2017 I juggled around America with my partner. 2018 we danced from Dunedin to Deutschland, so every city and country we visited we danced. And 2019 I discovered quilling and started hosting classes. And then in 2020 I started the Quilling Quarter and I will finish it this year in September. So I don't like meditation, I like planning. I like stopping to think through how to do something, write out a plan for how to do it, and then execute it, and then take stock and look back at what I've achieved. There's a fantastic video by David Mitchell who talks about living in the moment, and it just captures it perfectly for me. One of my favourite quotes from him is,
"Unless you're in the middle of something delicious, intoxicating, carnal, or whatever the posh word for sneezing is, you're stuck. And out of those, the only one that requires no in-the-moment planning or forethought whatsoever is sneezing. And nice though a good sneeze is, after 3 they get annoying."
So it might be an issue with me, to be fair. So many people talk about how much meditation has helped them and how it keeps them present in the moment. But I have tried this so many times and it just doesn't work for me. I feel honestly like I'm wasting time and I could be doing something more productive. My partner, on the other hand, is really into meditation and I've tried doing it with him a number of times over the years. And he says I need to calm my monkey mind and that it takes time to clear your mind of thoughts. And I have heard of the benefits of meditating and I understand and I can see how it's useful for other people. But what I find calms down my monkey mind is when I write things down. When I'm feeling overwhelmed and my mind is racing, the best remedy for me is to write things down, write it all down as a stream of consciousness, and I'm completely honest on the page and I don't let anything go unsaid. And then when I've got it all out and I can read back on it, it doesn't seem so bad because I can see it all on a piece of paper and it's not that bad. And things don't feel so overwhelming when I can see them in black and white. I think I have a subconscious fear that I'm wasting time and that we only have one life to live. So I want to make sure that I'm doing as much as I can so I can be satisfied with my life. And I do this by writing everything down and then figuring out how to do it. So that means when I'm really tired or I've run out of motivation, I can relax and take a break without feeling guilty because I know that my plans are still in progress and it doesn't matter if I take some time off now. Interestingly, this actually came up in conversation a few years ago when I was chatting with friends. We were asking each other what our addictions were, and I said that mine is planning. And their response was that this could be a negative if I'm too regimented and don't ever want to deviate from my plans. But I am genuinely okay when plans change, but I freak out if there is no plan at all. So for example, my interview with Wendy I had hoped to publish on Friday, but it just wasn't in a state that I was happy with, and so I spent a few more hours on the weekend tweaking it, and then I ended up publishing it on Monday. And I was totally fine with it, because it got published and I'm still on schedule everywhere else. I find planning and having a plan keeps me sane. I actually genuinely find it relaxing. I like thinking about all the possibilities in a relaxed environment and working out how and when to actually do the things. What I don't like is not knowing what I'm doing on the weekend, for example, and then wasting it. Or going on holiday without knowing what to do, only to find out that I missed out on something amazing. Again, I'm open to changing plans. I'm totally fine with changing them, especially if something better comes up, but I just need a plan to work with. So for the Quilling Quarter, I have a very big general plan for this channel, and that is that I want to learn and discover quilling and make videos about it for 1 year. These videos are in the form of the how-to, when I try a design and show you how I did it, book reviews about quilling or creativity, interviews with quilling artists and learning from these masters, and the reflection videos where I let you know my progress and summarise what I've learned for the previous month. But within that plan, things are totally open to change. For example, when I was working on a plan for 2021 and what videos I was going to make, I have these general 4 categories of videos, but I don't always know exactly what I'm going to do each month. So when I was planning out this year in December, I didn't know about the Quilling Guild competition, which came out in January. And I didn't know that I was going to make that particular piece for the competition. And also Cecilia Louis' latest ebook hadn't been published yet, so I didn't know I was going to do a quilling phrases design. So I have general ideas, but there is flexibility built in. My idea of meditating and appreciating the moment is to plan something, do it, and then look back at what I've achieved. And I realise this whole channel is full of mini projects and summaries built within. So each month I work on videos and then I look back and reflect on them. So I think it must be ingrained in me now. And of course, things don't always work out as planned every time. But the point is that I'm working towards something, and that's what's important. And to be honest, there is suffering too. Despite choosing to do this project and all the other year-long projects that I mentioned that I've done in the years before this, I often get overwhelmed, or a particular task seems insurmountable, or I felt like I wasn't making progress. And there's moments of frustration where I think, why have I chosen to do this? What am I doing? And by doing this project, whatever project that is, it necessarily means that I can't do other things, so there's opportunity cost as well. And in this project, I feel like I am always either working on editing a video, writing a script, or filming a project, and I'm using as many spare hours of the day to work on the Quilling Quarter. And it's very demanding. I'm putting in about as many hours into the Quilling Quarter as I am in my full-time job, which is a lot. So, in a nutshell, all of my projects and my view of meditation, as I view it as climbing a mountain. First, I think to myself, I want to climb that mountain. I think that sounds really cool. Next, I think, when am I going to climb this mountain? And how am I actually going to do it? And then once I've worked out the plan, I start climbing the mountain. And this is where the real work goes in. It can be grueling, and it can take a lot longer than you think, and sometimes you can't even see the top. Sometimes I'm so completely overwhelmed by it, I wonder why I started climbing the mountain at all. There is suffering in it. It is hard, physically demanding, it takes effort and a lot of mental energy to keep going. But I know I have planned for this, and I can do it, and all I need to do is just keep going. Keep heading up in the right direction. Finally, when I reach the top, I think, wow, I made it to the top of this mountain. Look at what I have achieved. This is the moment when I live in the moment. I reflect back on where I started, what I went through, and where I am now. And reflecting is really important because this is when you code the experience. Was it a good experience or a bad experience? Was it worth it? Am I happy right now with what I achieved? But again, this isn't exactly, as David Mitchell said, this isn't exactly living in the moment, because I'm living in the moment in the sense that I'm appreciating what I've done right now, but it's reflecting on what I did. So yeah, I think maybe I'm still missing the point of meditation, but this is how I meditate. Like, think of something, plan it, do it, then look back and think, wow, I did it.
We're too intelligent a species to be able to avoid living in some sort of narrative, and that involves not knowing how we feel in the moment until we have context for it.
So that's how I view meditation and why I prefer projects. And if you need any more convincing, I will link to David Mitchell's fantastic clip where he talks about living in the moment and if it's really the answer. So I'd be keen to know, have you done any big projects? They could be a year or longer or shorter, and what have you done? Also, what is your meditation? And how do you appreciate life? Let me know. In exciting news, I have partnered with Cardcraft and we are doing a giveaway. So I have 6 of these quilling kits with beautiful cardstock, 120 GSM quilling paper in 3 and 9mm width, instructions and patterns, and a wooden handled quilling tool. These are great for beginners because they provide simple projects to start with. When I first started quilling, I bought one of these quilling kits and I made these little projects here with the cardstock as well. These kits are also great for experienced quillers too, because you can add some beautiful cardstock and quilling strips to your collection. So I will draw 2 winners each month for the next 3 months. And so there's also 2 ways that you can win each month. First way you can win is to be a subscriber to this channel and leave a comment on any of the videos published in April, May or June. The second way you can win a quilling kit is to sign up to receive my monthly digest email, and you can do this by going to thequillingquarter.com and signing up to receive the monthly digest. You can also double your chances by commenting on a video in the next 3 months and signing up to the monthly digest. So each month I will pick 2 names at random and I'll announce them at the start of the next month, so the next reflection video. And this is open to anyone, anywhere in the world, and I'm happy to ship these lovely kits anywhere. Good luck. And finally, what's coming up in April? The first 2 weekends in April, I'll be volunteering at the Royal Easter Show with the Sydney Quillers Group. I am so excited to see the special exhibition that they've put together and let people know about the art of quilling. So if you happen to be in Sydney over the next 2 weeks in April, make sure you stop by and see the Easter show and say hello. Next week, next Friday, I will publish a video to show you how I made this piece. So How to Quill a Phrase, Leap and the Net Will Appear, was inspired by Cecilia Louis from Paper Zen's new ebook, Quilling Phrases. And I'll go into detail about why that phrase resonates with me and also show you how I made it in the process next Friday. The following week I will publish my book review video, and this book review will actually be 2 books reviewed in tandem. We've got Show Your Work and Steal Like an Artist, both by Austin Clone. The first book, Show Your Work, came into my life around 2014 when I was living in London, and it has had a strong impact on me. And again, I'll go into exploring why and how this book impacted me in my review in the 3rd week of April. And finally, at the end of April, I'm very excited to be interviewing Cecilia Louis from Paper Zen and aim to share that interview with you at the end of the month. Cecilia has a fantastic YouTube channel and blog, and her tips and tutorials have helped me at the beginning of my quilling journey and continue to inspire me today, and I'm so excited to chat with Cecilia. So that's everything from me. Hope you are well, have a lovely Easter break, and I will see you next week. Take care till then. Goodbye.